Hari Om. Today, even though it's a little late, but it's never the late, so I would like to talk something on Mother's Day. And for that, I have one or two slides which I wanted to share with you. There's no intention behind comparing the culture, but most Western culture, they celebrate a Mother's Day, while the Eastern culture or the Indian culture, they never begin a day without honoring, and I will even use the word worshipping Mother. And as a result, in the morning pratana or the prayer, they begin with the first word, Matru. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Meaning, oh Mother, I treat you like God and I bow down to you. So is, oh my Father, and so is, oh my Acharya, the Guru. So Guru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Matru Devo Bhava. So really speaking, what is it that we truly are worshipping? And every morning, before we even begin our day, we respect, we bow down, we offer ourselves to the service of all the mothers. So let me share with you a couple slides. Mother's Day. Now, upon little research, I came to know that in Bharatiya scripture, one of the primary most Rig Ved, in that Ved Samhita 1.89.1, Rishi Gautam has given this blessing, and this blessing is called Swasti Mantra or Swasti Sukta. And Swasti is a blessing seeking the well-being of people. So what does it show? This particular mantra is so dear to me, and Ano Bhadraha Kratu Yantu Vishwatah. Now, we were just taking quarter of it. Adbhadauso Aparitas Udbhavidah. So out of that, this quarter of the mantra has become so popular, and all it means that may noble thought come to me from all direction. And what are the noble thoughts? Why they are called noble? Why they are called Bhadra? And as we were doing the Shanti part for Mandukya Upanishad, we studied the word Bhadra. Why that word, and why does Gautama Rishi is giving us this such a beautiful sukta, which is blessing, and why this kind of blessing? So let's see the translation of this one. May noble thought come to us from every side. And then noble thought of what kind? Unchanged, unhindered, no obstruction on the way of either thinking, studying, or reading, or adapting in the life. Undefeated in every way. May the gods always be with us for our gain and our protector caring for us ceaseless, continuously. I mean, there may not be any moment that can go without it. Every day. Remember the word. It's not just a Mother's Day. It's not Mother's Month or a year, but Mother's life, you can say. This is just the introduction of it. I know there's one more slide. I'm sorry, let me share. The concept that came to me today was we are worshiping Mother, but Mother whose womb is responsible for displaying the divine creation, meaning what we call a surgeon, the entire manifestation, including our own self, and the womb in which, the cosmic womb I'm referring to, in which the entire play and display happens. That womb in our scripture is called Hiranyagarpha. Hiranya, golden. Garbha, the bosom or the womb. So it is that womb in which all the manifestation take place. And the so-called miniature form has been bestowed in the body of our mother. It can be our mother, it can be our sister, sister-in-law, all the femininity aspect. So anytime when you see a feminine form, we see the motherly beauty in it. Ever since the child is born, or even before, even when the child, the embryo is being developed inside the mother's body, do you know that mother, ever since, or mother's body, ever since is nourishing the child, nourishing the embryo, until the birth and even thereafter. So when I say mother's body is nourishing, mother's body has been nourishing without mother's external effort. And once the child is born, thereafter too, the nourishing is apparent. And mother and the child both are attempting. Mothers want to nourish while the child wants to be nourished. So understanding this concept of the word mother, it could be animal, it could be insect, it can be bird, it can be plant, it can be plant and insect, plant and bird, but everywhere the display of the word Hiranyagarpha comes into picture. These are all the bosoms of mother, or the cosmic mother. And in that, a miniature, one form happens to be our mother. So in our scripture, not only our mother nourishes us, but the entire cosmos is nourishing us. Entire cosmos is contributing for our nourishment. We do not know, and maybe we do not have the eyes of appreciation. But even a tiny bitty insect in the ground also can be treated as our mother, because it loosens up the ground for some plantation, some seeds to be germinated. and those seeds, upon germination, growing into the plant, and that either bears the grains, fruits, or the green veggies. So this all nourishes us. We don't know, but that contribution by that tiny little insect does this. If you take a look at the tiny bitty leaves on a tree, that too is contributing to our well-being and our nourishment. That even though in billionth of a gram of oxygen being produced by that tiny bitty leaf, but that too is nourishing us. So that tiny bitty leaf is also our mother. Sun, of course, sun's contribution is unbelievable. Sun can also be treated as a mother. Your guru can also be treated as a mother, because guru gives you the skill of survival in day-to-day life. But all those, they do contribute, and we do have to appreciate. But the first and the foremost number comes the mother. And the reason is, if the mother would not have brought us in this world, there would have been no question of being nourished. A couple of years back, when I saw two young mothers were crying because their sons did not remember the Mother's Day and did not bring them a bouquet of the rose flower. They were crying because they said, my son doesn't remember that. Your son doesn't remember, but do you remember? And do you understand what is this Hiranyagarpha? This beauty of Mother's Day is not for others to treat you as mothers, but a sense of deeper gratitude for us to be grateful to our mothers. So that, once again, it justifies that spirituality is a singular journey. Your dharma, your responsibility toward the world outside, and not the world's responsibility towards you. And as soon as you differentiate this, as soon as you create this power of discernment and your gratitude grows, you will never feel sadness, you will never feel dullness in your life, ungrateful your children being. If the children remember well and good. So even a mother can be, in similar cases, can be grateful to the children. Because if the children would not have been born, she could not have been a mother. So such an opportunity, if you take a look at it and express and go with the gratitude, then you will know what truly is motherhood. Motherhood is a symbol of love. Motherhood is a symbol of gratitude. Mother is a symbol of compassion. All the time, you will see the lady's heart is so full of compassion, so full of love. Very seldom to never you will find that the mothers are mistreating the children. It may appear that they are mistreating, but this is out of love, and this is out of their sheer development so that they can withstand their growing up in this world. The other day I was listening to um, a story between father and daughter, but the same thing can apply between mother and daughter. That they were walking, they were crossing a river and over a bridge, and the bridge happens to be so fragile that it can break any moment. So the daughter was holding on to mother's hand. But then within a few seconds, the daughter asked mother that, why don't you hold my hand? So mother for a moment says, sweetheart, whether I hold your hand or you hold my hand, what a difference is it? And that's the time the daughter says, Mom, mother is mother and daughter is daughter. Meaning I don't have that much strength, stamina, and understanding to hold on to your hand tight. If it comes a matter of serious danger, out of sheer cry and out of sheer fear, I may let go your hand. But God has created you in such a manner, and you being one of the part and parcel of this whole Hiranyagarpha, you will not, never, ever let me go. That's why I want you to hold on to my hand. Just see that thinking. And the same way, mother has to think of their mother. And once you start thinking about your mother and your gratitude, you will not think much for your children. On the contrary, you may think, or rather you need to think, that it is the children who made me mother. And it is my obligation, not obligation, but my gratitude is toward the children that they allowed me to be a mother. So every time when we go with a sense of gratitude, then you will notice that brings you such a peace and joy at your heart. Peace at heart meaning you are not at all upset that your children did not bring you a bouquet of flowers or did not treat you to take you to a restaurant. But just sitting with mother on that day, putting your head into the mother's lap, or let your mother put her head on your shoulders or in your lap, and just talk whatever your heart says. This is all that your mother is cared for. Your mother wants to know that you have time for the mother. Something that you care for, something that you gratefully recognize. Mothers have seen their life. Mothers, during those good old days, they have sat and they have slept in wet environment of your urine when you pee at night, because during those days there were no diapers. They make sure that you sleep in dry environment, while to them wet environment is okay. I had seen once with my own eyes that a mother had 5 children. and somebody brought a cake, and the cake has 4 pieces. Now you see, like us, our mother is also a human being. She may also feel like eating a piece of cake, but then at once she recognizes that there are only 4 pieces. So mother says, children, today I don't feel like eating anything. I'm not hungry. Why don't you all enjoy these pieces? Because she knew that her financial condition did not allow her to bring cake even once a year. But still, she lies, saying that today my stomach hurt and I don't feel like eating. Why don't you enjoy? This is mother. So she remains hungry and she feeds you. She is the last person to eat, and she makes sure that your all occasions, including your kindergarten, your school, your colleges, and even your future practical life, are being done on a timely basis and on a nourishing basis. So she gets up early, she takes care of the kitchen with a pressure cooker and cooking and whatnot. Make sure that you get nice breakfast or nice tea. And busy person like us, we never think that our mother fed us so long. Why is it not a time for us to treat the parents? Why is it not a time to take her to a garden and let her smell the fresh flower growing on the head of a rose plant, not after chopping and cutting off their branches? This, and just holding on to mother's hand, dancing and jumping with her. Let her see how joyful you feel when you are walking with your mother. And this is a true offering, true exchange of yourself, your gratitude towards mother. So may we celebrate our Mother's Day with this gratitude. Every morning we get up and bow down to our mother, take her blessing, ask her, Mom, are you okay? Can I get you a cup of tea? Why don't you rest a little bit? And meantime, I can go to the kitchen and make you a nice cup of tea. Or I can make you a nice toast or whatever breakfast she likes it. And or at night, when your mother, after working for the entire day, when she's tired, you just hold on to and press gently her legs, her arms, and says, Mom, I love you so much. You must be tired. Right? Give me a chance to massage your feet. It is not whether you massage or you don't massage, but the sheer feeling that you care. That is the beauty that you offer to your mother. And it's not only your mother. Any XYZ person, and you address them as to Mom, how are you? Those words can penetrate into any sensitive heart. And that's all they care for in the later ages of their life. They do not want money. They do not want gold. They do not want you to take them to fancy restaurant. Even a little toast and a little cup of tea or coffee or even not that, a glass of water, and just sit with her. Give her a nice hug, look into her eyes, and mention how grateful we are, how blessed we feel, Mom, that you are our mother and you gave us the birth to enjoy this birth, to come into this world and enjoy the world. This is not, but let me tell you one more very important point about why we need to be grateful to, much more than anything else. Each one of us, we are carrying some load of our karmas. We have done so many karmas, and those karma need to be exhausted, bringing in some fruits to the karma. Understand, that load is ever growing. But in order to consume the karmas and reducing the load, if we would not have been born in this birth, what would have happened to the growing, ever increasing loads of our karma? Who is the person who brings us into this world? Now you think what mother is to us. And in true sense, if we can go to the Rig Veda and remember that mantra, Ano Bhadra Kratovo Yantu Vishwata. May the noble thought come from all direction. What is that nobility in it? This is nobility, noble. This is the gratitude that dissolves our ego. And this is the gratitude that brings us worth staying in this world and enjoying the world peacefully. With this, dear friend, even though I am late, but as I told you, it is never too late to pay our tribute to Mother, our mother, other mothers, our mothers in the universe, and as a result, to the great mother, Hiranyagarpha. With this, dear friend, I'm so grateful that we could meet on this day to express ourselves and fill our heart with gratitude and how blessed we are to be our mother's children. Hari Om Tat Sat.